All right. Are we ready to open up our interpretation, our translation rooms?
It's already open.
Already open? Great. Let's see what folks are having for dinner. It looks like, oh wow, rice with mushrooms sounds so good. Nelly, that sounds so good. And then I see sushi, that's nice. Barbecue pork, vegetables, and rice. A pasta Alfredo. I haven't had that in a long time. That's so good. And then chicken soup. What a great time of year to have chicken soup. I had some chicken soup last week that my mother-in-law made for me. It was wonderful. Chicken tandoori with rice. Some Indian food tonight. All right. Welcome to everybody. I see some of our frequent flyer folks. We're glad you're here tonight. And it's good to see you again, Ms. Fernandez.
Nice to be here too. Thank you.
Hey.
Watch out, 2 back to back.
Ellie. Oh, give me by myself.
All right. How are you doing, Melanie, tonight? Hey, there's Melanie. All right. All right. Thank you, for real. We appreciate you. Can't go wrong with that. Good evening, everybody. Tonight, we're so glad to be with you. Gingy got the booster shot today, and so I'm one down because she got a little tired and sleepy and foggy-headed. But we're going to press on. Tonight, we are talking about generating gratitude. You know, the holiday is coming up, and whether you call it Thanksgiving or some other name, it is a time where we generally are letting go of things that don't serve us because of fall, autumn, leaves are falling from the tree. And it's a reminder in this season to let go of the thinking, the stinking thinking, and the thinking that doesn't serve us. And then to think about what are the things that we are grateful for? What are the things that add value and serve us well, both in health, mind, body, and spirit? And so as we go through tonight is about all of us having a conversation. Success would be that you unmute yourself, that we make noise, that we talk with one another, that we talk about having what it's like to raise our children, that we are sharing what we're grateful for, that you show a little bit of yourself tonight and share a little bit of yourself tonight in the activities. You have the right to pass. You can place comments in the box. You can raise your hand. And did you all know that Zoom has newer, let's see if they're here tonight, the emojis. Yeah, did you know Zoom has, let me turn the screen share off. Did you know Zoom now has like new emojis? So we have options tonight. You know, as a person who is facilitating the meeting, I just love when people put up the emojis to tell me that I'm engaged, I'm paying attention, I'm with you, Franklin. And so if you're able to hit the emoji button, it's also called the reactions, then show me you're engaged tonight, right now, by putting up your emoji. Oh, look at there. Thank you. See, that stuff just literally gives me energy. I'm like, okay, everybody's here. I know there's like multitasking. You're cooking. You're helping the kids with their homework. You may even be driving. Oh, someone told me to speed up. Speed up. And you may be driving. And so with all of that, it just helps to all feel like there's community. All right. And again, for those of you guys who are joining us late, we will have a raffle tonight. If you could be on camera, that helps us with raffle. But if it doesn't work, don't worry about it. It's no stress, no strain. We're glad you're here tonight. Hopefully you can see the slides and see me tonight. So for our first for our check-in every night, as you know, on Wednesday nights, we like to start with a check-in, and we like to hear your voice and get your voices in the room. And so we'd love to have folks check in, unmute yourself, and I'll try to keep the conversation moving forward. But think about this. Who is someone who taught you something good? Someone who is someone in your life that taught you good things, taught you good lesson? And you can just unmute yourself and share. I had
Frank,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry. I'll share the one person that did taught me good things to start off with. I have an amazing relationship with my mother, and she's always taught me to be humble, respectful, and I think both together have helped me be the person that I am today.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Is your mother still with us?
She is. Thank God she is. Yeah.
Beautiful. Amen. Good. Who else? Before I got married, I went to my one of my mentors, and I said, I think I found the person I'm going to marry. And he said, let me give you one piece of advice. Never come between a woman and her mother. And I have followed that to a T, and it has served me well. If the mom and the daughter are talking and they're working it out, don't insert yourself and don't have a comment. Be silent. So I thank my Cal for that. Come on, Gisela. That's not, is it Gisela? Oh my God, my friend Tamiko is here.
My grandmother, you know, she passed a few years ago. She at 91. But one of the things that always resonated with me
¿Podrían hablar un poquito más fuerte? Casi no se escucha.
is that people will help someone who's trying to help themselves. Right? If they see that you're trying to make progress, they'll be more willing to help you. And that was one of the concepts that I always keep that in my head, right? If somebody's doing something and making progress, then that's something that you want to support that person.
It's so true. If you agree with that, just give a thumbs up emoji or thumbs up reaction. Yeah, that's right. When we see someone working hard and trying, it's something pulls on our heartstrings to want to support and help. Tonight, our question is, who is someone who taught you good things? Gloria.
So when I was in college, I attended theater school, and at the Stella Adler Conservatory in New York, my theater teachers, they were always asking you the same thing, regardless of what class you were in. They were always asking you, what are you doing and why are you doing it? And those two things have, like, it back then it was theater, and they were talking about, like, why are you moving across the stage? But it really is like, it's a profound question that I'll ask, like, if I'm in the middle of an argument, or if I'm frustrated with somebody, or if I'm trying to get my kid to do something, or if I have something that, traditions or rituals or, anything really, like, what am I doing and why am I doing it?
Right.
They really are helpful questions that help center me.
All right. I'll give you some snaps on that. That's real. Check out the chat. The chat is live. I love when the chat is live. Nellie said, my son, he teaches me to be humble and grateful and to celebrate the small things. We're going to be talking about that tonight, actually. That's cool. And Kyle says, I wish I learned that sooner, Franklin. Yeah, Kyle, I totally understand. Where are you, Kyle? Are you here tonight? Clearly you are. And yeah, that's exactly right. And Amanda said, first it was my parents, then comes my son, who constantly reminds us to be better persons and role model for him. Right on. Always remind ourselves that we never stop being role models, right? Of what it means to be an adult. And then Tamiko says, my Arkansas's grandparents taught me many good things, including the importance of service and community. That's awesome. Now, who's over here with their hand up? Gisela, did you get to answer? Because that's the baby's name, right? All right, you don't hear me. Who else hasn't shared something someone who taught you something? There's some good advice here tonight. All right. Leslie, did you want to go? Did you go already? Or you may be in the translation room. And if you're speaking another language, feel free to also, you can unmute yourself and share it, and then we'll have it translated or type it in the chat. Either way, my father taught me selflessness and service to others. That's amazing. So then, as you think about the folks who have taught you something, start to think about the person, think about the lesson, and then how does it make you feel right now? How do you feel right now as you think about that person that taught you something good? It should put you in a warm state, a feel-good state, right? A state where you have fond memories maybe of your youth, of your childhood, or just a reminder, as was just shared with us, about, oh, I see why I do what I do, because I know why I'm doing it. Nellie said, makes me smile, right? So that's what we're hoping to create some space tonight to talk about. It's gratitude. Gratitude, or the idea that we can be thankful and hold thankfulness as a mood and an attitude, right? And when we practice gratitude, and when we think about gratitude, and we hold a space for gratitude, the science is actually that we have better, not only do we think we have better energy, but we do have better energy. We are able to increase our happiness. We'll decrease our sense of anxiety and depression. Why? Because two reasons why. One is because our brains actually have neurotransmitters or chemicals that are called dopamine and serotonin. And when we practice gratitude and we start thinking about and being thankful for our grandparents who taught us, our children who teach us, our parents, our mentors and our teachers, when we think about what they've done for us and we start to feel thankful, then our brains actually release an antidepressant into our bloodstream, into our system, that floods our brain, makes us feel good, and gives us some encouragement. And so that's actually happening. We get a little bit of a happy push, if you will, and a little bit more antidepressant and less depressant into our systems. So often, and that's the first reason. And then the second reason is that, I don't know about you, let me turn this screen off for a second, but it seems like whenever I'm quiet, there's frequently just a conversation happening in my brain that's reminding me of what I have to do, what happened this morning, where are my children? Do I check my phone? Do I check my social media? How do I feel about my social media posts, right? We just found out that our social media has been pushing negative energy towards us. It's been confirmed now. And so these things become a track. It's almost like there's a music track in our heads. And so that music track plays, but then the question becomes, who's listening? And that might be a deeply spiritual or philosophical question, but we want to try to develop this skill where we can stop the track that is not serving us in the moment, especially if it's making us feel anxious or depressed, or just reminding us that, oh, I'm angry or I'm insulted, and say, wait a minute, what am I grateful for? What am I thankful for? And then I get the dopamine hit, and then I get the serotonin hit, and then I get to play Living La Vida Loca, and then I get to play Happy by Pharrell Williams, and realize all of that is adding energy to me and making me feel good. And so tonight, I'm looking to you all to learn what are your strategies to take the reins to create your own feel-good moments, to be able to know when that movie is playing or that video is playing that repeats and repeats and tries to take us down the negative. How do you switch that up? What do you do to switch that up so that you get to a place of gratitude? So I'd love to hear what some of your pathways are. As you just heard, my pathway is to intentionally play upbeat music. Intentionally play upbeat music. And even if I play, of course, I play gospel because I play piano, church music. And then when I play music, and even if I'm with the group, or if I'm in the house and the energy of the house, don't tell them I said that. They're not here tonight. When the energy of the house is going burr, 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 with the, I have the 6th, 7th grader and the 10th grader, burr, burr, then I play upbeat music on purpose. And I know that even if I'm playing it in the background, it's going to lift the energy of the house, right? And there are some songs that just completely make them happy no matter what. They can't resist those songs. Nellie said, nature and some good worship music. That's awesome. That's awesome. That brings gratitude. Someone else. High frequency music, deep breathing and meditation. Gloria, how do you find out where you can hear high frequency music?
High frequency music is 432 M something. I forgot the other letter. You can find it in YouTube.
YouTube, 432 and higher?
Yes, 432 or higher.
All right.
It's amazing. As soon as you start listening to that music, you will start feeling like a sense of calm, and just start deep breathing, and yeah, it always helps.
Great. Upbeat music, some exercise, and hot tea. That's awesome. That's awesome. But all at the same time, that's what I say, Kyle. Let's just have hot tea, some exercise, and upbeat music all at the same time. Who's someone else? Come on, come off mute and share with us what you do. Come on, Gloria.
So my son actually brought home a really neat way of looking at the day that really helps me. He's 6 years old and he was in summer camps. And one day he comes home and he goes, "Mom, what was your rosebud and thorn for the day?" And I was like, "What?" And I loved this concept. It was the first time I'd ever heard of it. But it really helps me in those moments when I'm feeling low, because my rose, it's the thing that's like going good, the thing that makes you happy, the thing that's like, got you jazzed. I love that there's a thorn in there because it acknowledges like the funk that you might be in.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the bud, which is you list out something that you're looking forward to. So to me, that's like, it gives you a way to, because sometimes I feel like when you are low, or like if you're depressed, or if the pandemic funk is getting to you, like all you see is like the 8 piles of laundry, and you forget that, oh, I've got, coffee or a phone call with a friend coming up, or like all you see are the piles of homework that you're supposed to be doing, and you forget that, oh, we've got a play date with, and I'm looking forward to seeing so-and-so. So it's this concept of, checking in with yourself and what was your rose, your bud, and your thorn. And even my 6-year-old is able to have that conversation with me. So instead of asking him at the end of his day, like, how was school? I ask him, what was your rose, bud, and thorn for the day? So yeah,
that's beautiful.
It helps keep me in gratitude, because I've got stuff to look forward to and I have stuff that's going right, but it also acknowledges that there's some thorns in life, especially now.
Nice. That's a little wise person. That is a wise person. Let's hear from some other folks. I want to invite people who are also not on screen, but your microphones work, you can also weigh in. Adriana, Ahitai, Anna, Jeffrey, feel free to jump in on the conversation. What do you do to get yourself jazzed up and ready for gratitude?
I don't know if any of the parents or children have seen the movie Sing, but there's a part where the koala's feeling like low, and he's just like at his low point, and his friend comes along and says, remember, I forgot how the phrase goes, but it says basically when you're down at your worst, the only thing that you can do is go up. So it's like with my kids, I have a 11-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and when they feel like stuff, either I let them cry it out or, okay, are you guys done? I just keep going. My parents taught me that music is always the best medicine, and exercising or just, trying something different. My kids are doing activities, and, I'm just grateful that we have such great teachers and staff here in San Leandro that everybody has their own. I'm really open to seeing and hearing what can help each child. So I just let them figure out what is it their own way to release their stress or, show that they're happy, because times are tough, and, we just have to learn different ways of doing things.
Nice. That's great. It's the only way to go is up. So let's get there. Who else wants to share? I see someone named, is it ICC or LCC? If you want to share tonight, or Moy. So glad you guys are sharing with us. Melanie says, is it binaural or binaural? Okay, binaural beats, hugging a tree, burning incense. Let's go. Yeah, that'll put you in an appreciative space. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, go ahead.
To breathe in and breathe out.
Who is that? You said breathe in and breathe out? Awesome. That's awesome. Maybe at the end you can lead a breath for us, lead a couple of breaths for us that we can take together.
Okay.
Sweet. That's what I love. That's my friend. Absolutely. All right. So tonight we'll continue to think about this. Oh, look at this. Gratitude paints little smiley faces on everything it touches. That's so cool. Oh, thanks, Tamiko. Good to see you. Well, good to know you were here. Oh, my good friend, Tamiko.
Take good care. Tell everybody I said hi. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. All right, so tonight I want to lead us through a process together. And so we're going to be one, if you would just imagine that we're in a classroom together, or we're in the multi-purpose room together at the school, and we're sitting in a circle, and we see each other. And we are going through a guided process. So if you want to grab a pen and paper, this will be a good time. Grab a pen and paper. Grab your journal. Grab your tablet, if you have that. And we're going to do a little bit of a gratitude list. And I know this part may feel slow, but it's because we really want to move into this place and try to create this mood tonight where San Leandro parents, and caregivers, we are experiencing the gratitude. So we're going to take a little time to be thankful and allow ourselves to feel it. And so I'm going to ask you some questions, and you write down the answers. You can type them into the chat. The first one is, what is your go-to song? What songs or what music style makes you feel good? We've already talked about the high frequency music. Is that what you would call it? High frequency music? Yep. So what else? I know that and I'll put it in the chat, I like funk. Old school funk music makes me feel good. Just about the time when I was born. Bachata. Bachata. It's awesome. You can't get over. What else? Elizabeth, what's your go-to song?
I'm really thinking about, I don't know if you were talking to me, but
Yes.
yeah, these are really good questions. And I'm just like, wow, like I need to really pay attention, you know, to what feels good.
Yeah.
And in the moments when, you know, when I'm not, to reach out or yeah, to go back to that moment, that song. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That was so generous of you to be real and say, yeah, let me take a look at that. And that's true, right? And sometimes I would say, you know, the mood is dark. You don't feel like doing that. And it takes a little bit, just that much more effort to like turn the Bluetooth speaker on or turn the radio on, get the talk radio off, you know, because sometimes the talk radio makes me frustrated, or NPR or whatever it is gets me down or in the dumps. And I'm like, I got to put on a positive song. Look at this. Gloria said, Gladys Knight, I've got to use my imagination. I don't think I know that song, or at least I don't know about that name. I'm putting it down. Picture Us by, is it Annabelle England? Yeah. And then Stevie Wonder, oh, man, there's like 20 songs by Stevie Wonder that's going to leave you going crazy. Fight Song by Rachel Platten. Upbeat electronic. Is that the boom, 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 boom? Is that the I associated with like what would that be? The Gap in the 90s. It seemed like the Gap was like always playing happy music. Great. Yeah, so yep. And then let's go to the second question. Have you ever just walked around? Okay, so this one time, our neighbor and our good friends, we're kind of co-raising our sons, and for the past 5 years through the karate program and other places. And he was driving my son, and my son said to him, who's now 11, you know, I really like living in San Leandro. And he was just struck that 11-year-old would just have this moment of gratitude in the car to say, you know, I like living in San Leandro. And then, you know, then my friend was like, hey, I think I like it too, you know? So let me ask you, have you ever just driven around and said, here's what I like about San Leandro, you know? So what would you write on that? What would you write for that? What do you like most about San Leandro and why? Let's hear from a couple of people. I hear you about Thriller. Melanie, did you learn the dance for Thriller? Do you know the Thriller dance? Yeah.
I participated in a what do you call it?
Dance mob.
The flash mob a couple of years ago.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I
still have never seen a flash mob in person, but I've always wanted to have one just break out in my presence.
Yeah. But I love San Leandro because I grew up here. Like, I was born in Hayward and I grew up in San Leandro. So, yeah, I love San Leandro.
When you were a teenager, what was your go-to place to hang out?
Washington Manor Park, Manor Bowl. Oh man, Manor Bowl. God.
Look at that memory.
And Mr. and Clancy's ice cream. Did Mr. Clancy pass away?
I don't know.
Oh.
Does someone know on the call? All right, we don't know yet. Let's see what else. Someone else join us. Join Melanie and myself. What do you like about San Leandro and why? Adriana, do you have a thought about that? You shared with us. Diversity, lots of nice people, lots of parks. Lake Chabot, the marina, I like that. We have interesting places to walk. Elizabeth said the marina. the community?
Yeah, that would be what I love about San Leandro is that I grew up in Castro Valley, but I've lived in New York and I've done traveling all over the place. But my husband and I were very intentional about buying a home here and living here, specifically because of the diversity. And once we got here, you know, we started to understand the history of racism within San Leandro. And one of the things that we appreciate is that while San Leandro is not perfect, I feel like there are a lot of people that are actively participating and working towards bettering and healing, which is at all levels, from like the littles all the way up through, you know, City Hall. And I just, we love our neighbors. We love our, you know, community at school. I just really feel like there's a lot of different places and ways that you can plug in to this particular area in a spirit of community, where I don't feel like I'm going to run into the popular kids and not be able to sit at the lunch table, or, you know, snobs, or we're not going to have enough money, or we're going to have too much money, or, you know, like it just really feels like community. And I really appreciate that.
I totally agree with everything you said. And found it when I first came here from I moved here from Alameda, and I had the similar experience of, you know, I was like, I wonder. And then my wife and I, we've told this story many times. We initiated a Black History program at our elementary school at Roosevelt. We said, let's get the Black parents together. We'll put on a Black History program because there wasn't one for it. And not only did we get the support of the school and every teacher, but it suddenly turned into every class made a presentation. And then it became it was in the middle of the day, and 200 parents came to the presentation in the middle of the workday. And there was just like so much support. And it continued to be so much support of us bringing more inclusion into the academic community at Roosevelt. And so, you know, I was like, I can rock with it.
And what a gift. I mean, you know, something like that, you know, is an extraordinary gift to all of those families, you know, I mean, we're just so enriched by you sharing your gifts and you know, putting together this program, and then other people showing up, you know, to take that in, and then they get to go off and have conversations with other people. And, you know, that to me, that enrichment, you know, the care and appreciation of stories and where we come from and what history is, I just really, I value it. Especially, I'm of Mexican heritage, but my parents were immigrated here, and they believed that once you were here, you were American. So what was the point in having your traditions and rituals and all of that? Which on the one hand, I understand, and on the other hand, I need those traditions. I need that history. I need to know where I came from. And so now when as having my young son, you know, being able to pass those things down to him, it's really important to me. So, yeah.
Thank you, Gloria. That all just is such a good feeling to hear from my neighbor. It's good to be in the space with you tonight and hear your thoughts. You guys, you all are really loading up that chat window. I appreciate it. Elizabeth, the San Leandro Main Library. The middle schoolers discovered the joy of the library. They love to read. My kids always love to read, but the San Leandro Main Library, they discovered last week for the first time on their own. And so God help us. You know, we were helicopter parents elementary. Now they're 6th and 7th graders. And so we let them walk to the library. And the library has a teen lounge every Wednesday night with an activity. And so last week they did an escape room. Tonight they painted Peace Rocks. And so if you have kids between 6th and 12th grade, the library has programming for them immediately after school, 5 days a week. And it seems like a very safe, fun place. They came back very excited about it. So just put that out there. Oh, great. Just got back from the library. Oh, okay. Thank you, Miriam, for your message. Yep, we totally understand. Glad you're here. And then I really like San Leandro community a lot. People always want to help. Yes, yes, that's so true. People share things on Nextdoor. Come pick it up from in front of my house. All that great stuff that growing up in East Oakland, I did not experience till I got to San Leandro. And so that's awesome. All right. We may have time for 2 more prompts. And so I'm going to skip my 3rd prompt here, which was tell me about something you recently did. And I looked at some of the research around gratitude and discovered that one of the things that upbeat people do who have a practice of gratitude is they don't just celebrate the big things, but they celebrate minor accomplishments. So this might even be something I have to work on, where I think that there are some things that happen in my life or that maybe even I do that I don't even allow myself the space to celebrate or acknowledge that it has occurred. For example, when I get off this call tonight, maybe I'll just allow myself to feel thankful that I got to be in a Zoom space with all of you and to hear your stories and to hear portions of your lives and to feel grateful that people are being so generous as to share the personal with a group of neighbors, but strangers. And so do I allow myself space for those minor, just that space for celebrating a minor accomplishment of, hey, I planned a parent session tonight and we carried it off. That's great. So here's my question to you. I want you to pat yourself on the back. So right now, will you tell me a minor accomplishment that you want to celebrate? And we're going to celebrate it with you. We're going to put up our emojis and our celebration emoticons and hit our reaction buttons. So you can unmute yourself or you can type into the chat. But the key is don't be shy. This is something we all have to work on, celebrating the minor accomplishments. Celebrating a minor accomplishment.
All right, I'll go first. So as a parent, y'all know that there are messes, and car seats are the worst. And so I have a car seat that I'm giving to a girlfriend of mine because her kids are just a couple years younger. So she always gets my hand-me-downs, and it's a really great car seat. But this thing had not been cleaned in 4 years and it was trashed and it was sitting in the garage. So today I unscrewed everything, I unhooked everything, I put it in the wash, and I got rid of 4 years of grime. Now, I believe that they should have parent badges like they do for Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, where you can wear it to the grocery store and then all your friends can see and they can give you props. I'm always saying this, that we need parent badges because there's so many things, so many accomplishments. We just got done with Halloween, so many things we do that we don't give ourselves credit for. And today it was getting a car seat clean because that's not easy.
That's awesome.
Not easy.
All right, let's put up our reactions for that. I put up a little car, a little blue car. There we go. That's awesome. Oh, finally got a job while my son is at school. Was afraid of not being home should anything happen. But so far, I've been good about not worrying, and I'm bringing home some income. Let's give it up. Yes. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. We put up our reactions for you, Nelly. Absolutely. That's awesome. What else? Pat yourself on the back. This is your time. Who else is here? Araceli, you want to share? Odelia, would you share a minor accomplishment that you want to celebrate? Even if, and anybody that's in Spanish, you can share in Spanish and then we'll translate it. Also our Chinese speakers.
I can go next. I can say that finally getting rid of some of my winter clothes, I would say, donating them. And it didn't feel good at the beginning, but then I said, no, someone else can use them.
That's awesome. Let's go. Yes. That's almost a major accomplishment when you can do that, purging your closet. That's always a cool one. Melanie, what you got for me? Oh, I lost him right there.
Oh, I finally funded a crypto account.
You waded into the crypto waters?
I'm in the game.
I'm in the game. All right, fingers crossed. Awesome, that's good. Miriam said, same, I cleaned the closet and unused toys. Awesome. Let's go, come on. And then Christina said, I convinced my husband to purge through our garage. Yeah, that's a big deal. Let's go. I put my husband to work. Wait, did I? And then, yes, house cleaning is good. And then, ooh, Christina, nice. That's awesome. Kyle, did you put one up yet? I need you to put one up. I'm calling Kyle out. Let's see, did I read from one from Elizabeth yet?
So earlier today, I mean, this is, it was a reaction. My daughter was just making the worst mess ever. She was making confetti, and that's not easy to clean up. So she was just like tossing it everywhere, and that, you know, I was able to maintain calm and just kind of play along with it. And so I'm gonna have a hard time cleaning it up later, but I'm proud of myself for not, you know, overreacting or, yeah.
Let's go. I'm giving you a whole heart for that, for being able to hold it together. That's awesome. Kyle said, I got some things outside cleaned up and ready for the rain with tarps. So did I, Kyle. Yep. Right in time for the rain. I got my weight set covered up. I was juiced. And then Elizabeth, that is not easy. Good for you, mama. And then Gloria said, great, Kyle. That's so wonderful. All right, so then feel free to unmute yourself. I'm just gonna throw up some ideas, basically to say you can create the memories, you can create the moments. As you know, as a person who is always facilitating sessions like this 5 days a week and thinking through how to bring people together to do good things, then you can only imagine what it's like at Gingy and I's house. Because that means that what is it like to have parents who put on workshops that are about improving your mood and being more effective, is that goes on at the house too. And so one of the things that I love to do is use surprise as a way to create these moments with my family. So what I do is I think about what I want to do to create memories for my family. And then I don't announce it to Gingy. I don't announce it to the kids. I just leave it all like it's just accidentally happening. And there's times where they really believe that I am forgetful or goofy, and I'm fine with it because it allows me to use surprise as a way to create memories. And so I'll just pretend like I made a wrong turn in the car, and then we'll end up at a whole new regional park. And on a hike that seems super spontaneous, but I've really mapped it out the night before. And so using surprise, especially if you are, and that connects to number 2, do the unexpected. If you are someone who loves routine or who is conservative in how you, not politically, but conservative in how you, how out of the box you are going by the rules and by the book, then allow yourself sometimes to break the rules once in a while and to do something really silly. Turn on, at night in the State Fair Mall, turn on your headlights, turn the music up and dance in the parking lot just to break up the monotony, to create some laughter and some moments and to break the rules sometime. I myself, for number 3, I'm not, am I showing the right slides? Can you guys see these slides? I just realized. Sure you guys can see these slides. How about that? There we go. Then I want to make sure that you all have a local daycation. So if you've not, even if you can't go far or that doesn't permit, create those local daycations, get the Frisbee, go out to the marina, go out to Lake Chabot, go to a different part of the marina, a different part of Lake Chabot, and pick a place in the Bay Area you've never been before and head there. I often tell my friends know about me, that as soon as I can retire, my plan is to become a tour guide. And I just want to get a minivan and just drive around and point out things because that's my personality. I love to discover. And then finally, have the kids plan a family game night. So tell them, hey, you have 1 hour to entertain our whole family, but I'm going to give you some time to plan it and see what they come up with. And so, yeah, that's it for us tonight. I really appreciate you all being here. I hope that this is of value. Let's just also display. I'd love to share with you if you are at a school and you want to take a picture of this slide. This is the best way, or one of the ways, to get in to the school and connection with the parent facilitators. Ms. Fernandez is here tonight, so that's cool. Ms. Garcia is here tonight. That's cool. Am I forgetting anybody else? Call me out. Is
Christina Topete?
I thought so. Christina Topete.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's go.
Yeah.
Parent facilitators represent tonight. We're so glad you all are here. That means the world. We're going to be back together on December 1. December 1. And that's Sagittarian season. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Let's all my Sagittarians stand up. All right. And then it's raffle time. And while we're preparing the raffle, I'm going to drop a link in the chat. And I apologize that this week it's not translated. It'll be translated on December. What? I am sure. But let's try it again. Hold on. That could work. There we go. Use that one. And we want to make the Family Learning Plan continue to be super relevant for you all, interesting for you all, something that you want to return to again and again, and maybe even tell someone else about. So if you don't mind answering 7 short questions to help us improve the Family Learning Pad experience, that would be awesome for us. I'll give you 20 seconds to take a look at it, and then I'll be able to start the raffle in just a second. Let's get back to it.
Might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come back.
All right, welcome back, welcome back. All right, so while you're doing that, we'll be back together on December 1st. As always, if you see us in the streets, don't forget to say hello. We love to meet you in person or wave at you over through the mask. And thank you for coming out tonight. For those of you all who win the raffle, please stay on the line so that we're able to get your information. And we thank you again for coming tonight. Our raffle winners are